Well, we don't win, but we've got the Rivers reboot. That was a technical play, wasn't it? Check this. Oh my goodness. That feels pretty damn good. I don't know how they get back from this, to be honest. I'm going to let you all in on a secret about Mono Blue. And it's you don't actually need counter spells to make your opponent think you actually have them or don't have them. So just by having a Mono Blue deck, it gives the illusion that you're playing lots of counters. But in reality, we're literally playing counterspell and maybe just a spell pierce. It's quite an interesting bit of psychology because it's the presence of blue that gives you that power that people don't realize. Like, I've played this deck against people and they just auto quit, auto concede because they think it's going to be a blue counter deck. So you can sometimes get weird little advantages like that by pretending to have the things that you don't necessarily have. And I think it gives blue that edge. So yeah, that's my spiel for not having to run counters, but you can if you want. And also, this is a mill deck, but it doesn't use Bruvak the Grandiloquent because it just didn't have the mythic wild card. But if you have it, by all means put it in, and it will strengthen the deck. That's the only thing I would say put in that is not in the deck. So now that's over, we're looking at Jace the Perfected Mind, which is 2 blue and Phyrexian blue. And this guy didn't look that strong to me at first. It looked kind of weak, kind of boring, but after playing a few games with it, he's not too bad. I'm kind of surprised. His +1 is very reminiscent of Mu Yanling, which is another Planeswalker which people probably haven't even heard of because she's just so underused and terrible in anything but mono blue. So her +2 is till your next turn up to 1 creature gets a -2 and loses flying. She can make a 4/4, and her ultimate is where it gets spicy. You get an emblem, all your islands have tap draw a card. I've actually got that off before and it's incredible. Also, the artwork on this is absolutely fantastic. But back to Jace. So his +1 can make 1 creature slow down and not hit you or him, which is great when you get him out on turn 3 onwards. -2, this is probably the meat and bones. Target player mills 3. Bear in mind it says target player, so you can do yourself. Then if a graveyard has 20 or more cards, you draw 3 cards. That is very good. Otherwise you draw a card. So most of the time you'll be drawing 1, but once you get to 20 and you start drawing 3 with this guy, it's ridiculous. It's probably just game ending. And then his ultimate, which is target player mills X times 3 cards. This can outright just finish someone off late game. It's very good, and he will be killed quite a lot, but he is super strong. Also, I don't even notice the artwork, but the artwork is harkening back to the original Jace the Mind Sculptor, where his hands were apart like that, but in the middle of his hands were like runes. They were glowing blue runes, but now those runes have turned to the Phyrexian language, which is very cool. So it's very similar to the original Jace, but obviously his arm has been Phyrexianized because Vraska totally owned him. So yeah, it's a very powerful mono blue mill deck. Some of these staples, you've got Ruin Crab, Play a Snow, Permanent. This is the regular land one. If a regular land comes in, someone mills 3. But then you've also got the Iceberg Handcrix. This is the one I was thinking of when a Snow Permanent comes in. Target player mills 2. So obviously we've got all the snow islands in here. And for the other specialised land, I'd go for the Ibn Rivulet. This mill's 4. I've killed someone's before, so it's definitely worth it. One big problem I've found with Mill is actually very risky because you can actually enable opponent strategies. Like I was facing a Tishar earlier, and Tishar is a mono-white reanimator deck, so obviously when they played that, they were getting so much advantage of me and I just couldn't beat them because I wanted to mill them, but by doing so I was prying the deck. And that's where we have these 3 artifacts here. These all focus on exiling cards from graveyards, so that you're hitting them at another angle as well, which is very important when using Mill because sometimes, well, most of the time, Mill is just not good enough. But these cards here, Lantern and Lost, Relic of Progenitus, and Soul Guide Lantern, each can get rid of all cards from graveyards. So do not leave home without these. You'll definitely need them. Okay, so now that's how to get rid of reanimated decks. You've got big stuff like Cut Your Losses. You can mill someone's library by half, and if you've got a creature power 2, you can do it twice. And you've also got the Maddening Cacophony. So those are the big mill cards you've got, and then you've got another angle as well. So if you want to poison them, you can use Prologue to Phyresis, which gives them a poison counter. And how else are we going to get more poison counters? Well, there's a few ways to proliferate. So you've got Throbbing Bird, which is good because obviously you've got a Planeswalker, which has loyalty as well. And you've got a few other Planeswalkers like Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. We've got Narset, and you've got Big Ugin to deal with any non-land permanent. But yeah, I mean, I could talk about this deck for a long time. There's lots of different things going on, but we'll probably find them in the video. Oh yeah, and obviously the strategies to various tutelage. Whenever you draw a card, your opponent mills 2 cards, and Psychic Corrosion as well. So make sure to have those with this type of deck. Because you're going to draw, mill, blah, blah, keep going. So, if you want to see how the deck runs, check out my video, which is about to come up, and the deck list is in the description below. Check that out as well. Don't forget you can donate to the channel via the Ko-fi link below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, opponent goes first with Skrelv Defectomite. So it's going to be a toxic build. So they're going to try and poison us to death. Starting hand is pretty slow, to be honest. I think we're going to have to mulligan this. Okay, this is slightly better. We've got a bit of interaction here. So we can actually bounce it in our turn if we want to. We'll probably wait to see what they do in their turn. Okay, and the third mana is great as well. Jace should be good because we can actually target the toxic guys and make them not do anything to us. Duelist of Deep Faith. Okay, so let's bounce this to prevent a little bit of toxic here. Yeah, land on top is perfect. So we're going to take 1 infect in the next turn. Oh, they've killed a little Mere, or little Mere things. Yeah, it's funny because when Mirrodin first came out, it was all about the little Meres on the set, but now it looks like they've all been eradicated, which is pretty sad. So I can go for Jace, slow down the Duelist. That might be good, and because this hasn't got haste, it can't give it protection yet. Oh, that was a weird bit of Phyrexian language there. So the voice actors had to learn a bit of Phyrexian, it seems. Which is quite cool. Fateful Absence, of course, they had the perfect removal there. That's annoying.
Too much noise.
So the infection has begun. And we've got 4, 5. We could cast Jace again. But if we... I mean, we could, couldn't we? Let's see if that works out here. Mana Tithe? No, thank God. That would have been very annoying. So yeah, they've tapped the Scrub, which means they can't give it protection. So we'll try and do this again. Hopefully they don't have any more Planeswalker kill spells in mono white. I mean, there's a couple. Luminarch Aspirant, so that can make the Skrelv a bit bigger. It's annoying. Yeah, that is annoying. Although, interestingly, the Aspirant doesn't actually synergize with Toxic, to be honest. So we can do a couple things here. We can use this to bounce something. So this can slow them down a bit. So return the Skrelv to hand. It's annoying because it's only 1 mana, so it's so easy to just recast it. And then we can give... Do we give the Duelist? Yeah, I guess it's just stronger, isn't it?
Become subdued.
And then we also have the Perilous Voyage, so all we can really do is stall. It's a bit tricky. The thing about blue is we don't have kill spells. So we need to just do a lot of tempo plays. I mean, for us at least, they don't have... Okay, literally they just got another land with a Dune Mover here. Search library for a basic land, reveal it, shuffle it and put a card on top. And that slows them down quite a bit because if they were struggling not having 4 mana, well next turn they're going to... I guess next turn they'll draw it and then play it, yeah. So that's going to become 0 power. Interesting. Swinging in at Jace. Yep, let's bounce this to their hand and we get to scry 2. Really don't want those. Yeah, it's a shame we don't have any artifacts to return. That would have been good if we had sacked the Mind Stone. So let's go for the Cemetery Illuminator here. We can exile the instant, and now we can cast instants from the top. So we've got a little bit of a blocker. Only issue is the duelist is going to have first strike in their turn. Man, I'm putting a lot of effort in just slowing them down. I guess it's keeping us alive, isn't it?
Organic minds are
That's the thing. Yeah, Mill versus aggro doesn't seem so great, does it? Okay, we'll start the tutelage here. They seem very obsessed with killing the Jace, so we can discard the artifact. Ah, damn, where was that earlier? Okay, so there's giant killers in the graveyard. They're going to play the fourth. Oh no, we milled the land, didn't we? That was funny. Actually, I forgot about that. Oh no, borrowed time. Okay, so they're scared of mill. It's legit. They are officially scared of mill. They would rather get rid of the tutelage than the Jace, though. That's interesting. I wonder if milling that land is actually going to help. You know, maybe. They didn't hit another one, did they? So... Swinging at us. Okay, so they just want to go for the poison. So, what can we do? We've got a lot of options, actually. Also, if we attack with the Cemetery Illuminator, we can exile a creature and then cast a creature off the top as well. Let's do that. This Illuminator might be one of the best cards in the deck, just because it's like a tiny bolus of Citadel. Wow, look at that. They just can't be bothered anymore. That's a shame. I guess we had some pretty good control there. Aaron goes first with Gretchen, and Astaihan is not very good, to be honest. We don't have any creatures to equip the sword to. This is a lot more controlling, which is what we want to do in this deck versus Gretchen. Oh, mate. Leyliner turned too late. That's so sucky, that is. When you have Leyline in your deck, the last thing you want to see is in your starting hand. Oh, that sucks. Okay. It might prove useful, depends how fast their deck is. Looks like they're looking for lands, though. Because they went for this before the Gretchen. So they could get another land here, which they do. Goodness me, this is a really powerful uncommon. I wonder if they've got counter spells. Yeah, there's no rush. There's no need to get Jace killed too soon. Although it would have been nice to get him out a bit earlier, I have to admit. They're just going to kill us with the 2-2 here. How many counter spells do you think they're going to use? Gretchen? As if that's just 4 mana draw card. Crazy. So it looks like they've got mana up for something. Okay, they get poison counter, so we can start to proliferate and stuff. And you'll give it the Ipni Rivulet, and then the Leyline. See if that resolves. If the Leyline resolves, we could have a chance here, but... Oof, washaways in there. So they do play counters. They didn't seem too bothered about that, did they? Which would suggest they may have some green. Oh no. We've just helped them get lands into play. God darn it. So annoyingly, we're going to have to try and play the Cancrix. Because we can only play lands in our turn. But, okay, so we're just seriously helping them out now with the Ramming Up Excavator. Which is annoying. I have to say, it's very annoying. They can just use fetch lands every single turn without a downside. So basically, for the rest of the game, they have unlimited land plays each turn. Yeah, this is a very unusually apt card. That it's just too perfect. The annoying thing is, Gretchen puts a land as battlefield untapped, which means they can go twice with this. Ugh, horrid. Okay, let's see what they do. So they're going to do that. Put it in place so she can do it one more time. Okay. And let's see if we can cast a Jace then. So, just a baby Jace version here. Mill them for 2. Disdainful stroke. Goodness me. Okay. And they've still got 2 mana open. Pretty dirty, really, this deck. It's inconspicuous because it looks like it's not really that powerful because it's obviously an uncommon, but my goodness. It is very good. Do not underestimate this deck. Oh, it's basically Simic good stuff as well. Well, we're not even safe casting stuff in our turn because they still have 2 mana open. And they're going to opt, which means they can get another land. The worst case scenario is if they get an Uro, because Uro can just cast it over and over and over again. Oh my god, look how many cards they've got. And because they're not playing anything from the hand, their hand size is infinitely mysterious. Which is, as I was saying in the deck tech, it works both ways, because they're using blue. It doesn't mean they have counters, but obviously we've actually seen counters, to be fair. We have seen them, but we don't know what's in the hand even more, so... Yeah, I don't really know how we're going to win this. Unless we can surprise mill them for... 4, 5, 6. I guess we can try and kick the cacophony. I mean, it's not going to resolve. I don't think it's going to resolve, is it? Unless they want it to resolve for some strange reason. I mean, they'd have access to, like, loads of lands. Oh my goodness. Miss 1 blue mana counter the spell. That's just silly. That is silly as hell. Yep. This is one of those decks, guys. Gretchen Titchwillow. Draw a... I mean, I think this was a mistake. There's no hoops to jump through. It's so basic as well. It's like, do the 2 things that you do in your turn anyway. This secretly is a doubler. Like, you know how all the Phyrexians, they all have the word double on the, not the Phyrexians, sorry, the Dominuses have double, like double this, double that, double draw, double blah blah blah. Gretchen Titchwillow secretly says you get 2 draw steps and you can play 2 lands per turn. That's just the floor. Like, the ceiling is infinitely higher than that. Don't think there's much I can really do, sadly. Well, we've only played a handful of spells, but obviously their field's much greater than ours. Swinging in. So they're trying to get that damage in. Makes sense. I just don't think there's anything I can do because they've got so much mana they can cast anything in their hand. Patient rebuilding. I mean, this is not going to resolve, is it? Okay, regrowth in the bin. That's a good hit. Mystical dispute. Okay, let's try and bounce the Gretchen here. I mean, they can just replay it, can't they? That's the silly part. Yeah, probably just going to concede this in a minute. We'll see what we draw, and we'll go from there. But there's no way you can beat this kind of deck with what we have. I mean, every piece of interaction they've used has just been a counterspell, so... interesting. I mean, that's a good hit. Finale. Okay, that's a win con we just milled. Okay, see what else we can draw, if anything. Milling a lot of their counter spells and... Okay, we get to proliferate as well. I do wonder what the last cards in their hand are, if they're not actually interacting with any of these things. I mean, I was going to quit, but no, I'm not sure. This is also a snow creature, so we've milled a lot this turn. So if that comes in, we mill 2 more as well. The Spirit's actually a pretty good card because it can just level up quite quickly. Time Warp. Wow, we've milled a fair amount of cards there. Some really cancerous cards. You can see Time Warp, Memory Lapse, Finale of Devastation, Wash Away. Yeah, it's all the usual suspects. It's interesting to see people's graveyards because obviously you don't normally get to see that many. Oh, it's going to be a Time Warp, isn't it? Explore. Why Explore? It's a bit strange. Surely they could go for the Time Warp and then it... Oh my goodness. Okay. Lots of land plays. They've got so many... I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17 lands out. That's ridiculous. Why did they go for Explore, though? They could have just got the Finale and won the game, right? Maybe they're just trolling me at this point. I feel like they've just got a Winkle anyway in hand. How many lands are they playing each turn? They can only play 1, but it feels like many, many more than that. Oh, because the Explore, wasn't it? Okay, Timeless Witness. Finale? Right, so yeah, I'm just going to quit here. Okay, so basically, all they had to do was go for the Finale, pay X equals loads, and swing in. We don't have adequate blockers for those attackers, so yeah, they've won the game. And they're just trolling now. And to anyone saying in the comments that, oh, they're trying to get the daily challenge, I don't care. Why would I waste my time to let the person... Why would I stay there for like 10 minutes to let the opponent get the daily challenges? That literally makes no sense. That was a comment I saw the other day. Okay. I mean, I don't mind letting people have the final shot when I can see it, but when I can see the wink on and they went for something else to troll me, I don't really think that's a valid excuse to stay and let them torment you. Oh, okay. A Lesher who smiles at death. Do you know what? I didn't even realise this was in the format, to be perfectly honest. I'm actually a bit shocked to see something different. Very, very rare. They're probably going to quit now, aren't they? They're probably going to quit. Yeah, so she's very cool because she's got first strike, which means attacking is easy. But also, they can pay 2 when they attack to return a creature with power 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. There is a really disgusting synergy with this in Commander. You can use Master of Cruelties, which is a 5 mana 1/5, I think. First strike, death touch. And if it hits somebody, their life becomes 1. And so it's a replacement effect, so they won't deal the 1 after that. But it's the reason it's crazy. Obviously, you've probably realised now. But if you somehow get Master of Cruelties in the bin, like before turn 4, and you attack with this, you pay 2, and you return it to battlefield tapped attacking. So it's basically a combo build. Pretty disgusting, really. Yeah, so on turn 4 in Commander, you can reduce somebody's life to... Although if you stack it, they just die, right? That's turn 4 kill. That's actually kind of scary. Let's go for the Mind Stone, because I want to get as close as I can to the River's Rebuke. And I think if we get to Rebuke, we're pretty good. Manifold Key is interesting. It's definitely a piece of tech that you don't see very often, but that's good. The game should be more varied like this. Ozolith, there's a lot of things going on here. So the Ozolith cares about counters, and this is a Soul Sister, so it cares about life gain, and this is Aristocrats, and this is Aristocrats. So somewhere within the deck must be a Aristocrat engine. That's what I'm thinking. Let's go for the key. What do we hit here? I suppose the Lightning Helix is nice if we can get to untap with a key. Would be good. One of the inherent issues of playing Planeswalker Generals is that you are at risk from losing them a lot of the time to strategies like this, because they're very fast. Okay, so bank drop, on the upkeep, exile the bottom creature, you may cast it. That's so good, isn't it? I think we just rebuke here, and do they just concede? Okay, they haven't conceded. I always feel guilty playing this because I know how powerful it is in 1v1. I get it. Soul Warden, Resculpt. Right, let's go for fully powered Jace here. Not too bothered about the Soul Warden, so I think milling them is going to be good at some point. We just need to get some mill down. Okay, and a Relic. Oh wow, Relic's really good against them. So the auto tapper is having an absolute field day because it tapped the key to the archive before my blue sources, which is actually really annoying. That is actually really annoying because it means that we never had the option to go for the Lightning Helix first, but oh well. Urabrask, they actually can't cast it because it's double red. Oh, that's so sad for them. Yeah, they hit the double red there, and they would have got single red. So the other scary part is if we mill powerful things, and they give Alesha haste, she will be able to revive something very swiftly.
What curious behavior.
So I think we'll use the Relic before turn's end, just to get rid of some of the cards. Oh, Taser. They sacked that for that, wowzers. So now they're going to get double triggers with the Blood Artist, which is quite scary. So that obviously they get to choose what to exile, so it's going to be a land. Yeah, it's a land. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Mill 2. I suppose we can just slow down the Taser. Get rid of any power she has. See, look at that. Look at the auto tapper. Key to the archive. No. No. Stop it. Naughty. And yep, we'll leave up the rest. Bank Drop's going to win in the game, I tell you now. Yeah, because basically it says every turn you get the bottom creature of your deck. It's not even the bottom card of your library, it's the bottom creature of the deck. It knows, obviously because it's a computer, it knows what card that's going to be. So this has got haste. When it... Okay, no death trigger, but it does have haste, so it can threaten Jace. I'm very, very, very tempted to exile, like, maybe our Guardian Idol to get a 4/4. Woe Strider. Okay. Oh, man. That's going to be... Alright, I think I'm going to Lightning Helix the Blood Artist here because... Oh, no, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Yeah, I should have done it before it resolved. Yep, okay. I don't get the 3 life now. That was silly. Yeah, I was trying to be clever and get it before the goat token, but I should have been even more cleverer and done it before the actual resolution of the spell. Oh well. That was very, very stupid of me. So they're getting rid of stuff now. I don't want to crack the Relic just yet, because I could easily exile all graveyards, draw a card, but... Essentially, this is like filling a pot. You don't want to empty the pot too soon, because otherwise you'll miss out on some of the good stuff, essentially. Attacking me. Okay. Do we just draw? I think I'm going to draw. Each player draws. Let's do it. It's flipping risky, but I think my cards are probably stronger than his. And also notice how we get to mill 2x cards drawn, so... And now they've got 5 cards in hand, the Folio Fancies can mill them for 5. I am thinking, though, maybe we should exile the graveyard at some point, but... Oh my goodness. Also, this puts it into the graveyard. This is crazy. This does like 3 different things. It finds your creatures, it gives you a treasure if you don't cast it, and if you don't cast it, it goes to the graveyard. That's just absurd. Now the Zulaport Cutthroat comes down. The issue is if I exile the graveyard, Jace will not be able to draw 3 at any point in the future. Okay. So I could make something weaker. Could mill them for 3. There's a lot of different options here. I think we'll make them exile a card now. So the Transmog Wand is probably going to be good because we want to be able to get rid of... I think Taser's going to have to go, isn't it? And they can nullify this by using the Woe Strider, but if they do that, they will not get the Ox. So they have to choose between Scrying and an Ox. What's worth more to them? They want the Ox. Okay, because they can also sack the Ox, to be fair. And I think I want to slow down the damage a bit. Okay, so we're not doing amazing. Like, I'm in desperate need of another River's Rebuke, to be perfectly honest. There is a way to get this back. There's a couple ways to get spells back. Ishin's going to double any triggers, so if they cast that, it's going to be very good. They don't know we have a 4/4 blocker, though. I basically need a turn where they just slow down a bit. Oh, they're going to destroy something. What are they going to go for? They're going to go for the Psychic Corrosion. Let me think about this for a second. I'm not happy about that. And Alesha. Sure, man. We could really do with some kind of bounce here. They don't even care, do they? We could even just activate the Hall here. And block. No, let's... Do you know what? Oh, there's so many different things we can do here. Okay, let's activate the Guardian Idol. That's a 2/2. That can block the Zulaport Cutthroat. And then resculpt the Mind Stone. So we get 2 blockers here. So they're going to get a treasure. Do they have any response? I don't think so. Right, so we've basically got 2 pretty damn good blocks. So that will block the Cutthroat, and that can block the Ox. All in all, pretty good surprise blockers. I mean, they probably shouldn't have attacked with the Zulaport Cutthroat. I think that was a bit silly. Although they could just sack it with the Woe Strider, couldn't they? Same difference, though. We still get to the creatures. Now, the issue is going to be the Alesha, isn't it? Because she's going to resurrect something. But we do have the Transmog Wand there to deal with that. Okay, they're just reducing the numbers. This is an attack trigger, which means that even if we reduce the power, it's not going to matter. So we're probably going to reduce the power of something else. Down to 11, though. They're just draining us constantly. This can't really do much there. Okay, so we need to draw. Let's see what we get. Mill 3, draw 1 card. Ooh, some crazily good... Okay. Mill half their library. That is tempting. But I think first things first, we're going to have to kill the Alesha. I mean, I'd love to kill the Woe Strider, clearly. Interesting. I guess this makes no difference. Like, they could sack it now or after the Ox, yeah. It's better after the Ox, probably. Make them exile. You know what? I'm tempted to not, because it's just making the... it's a bit weird, right? Because every time I do this, it makes it harder for Jace to... like, power up by drawing 3. So, yeah, I think we're gonna stop using Relic. Is what I'm trying to say. Is there any more drain stuff? I don't see any more drain in the area, but massive drain in your area. Single drain in your area. Such a lie. Wow, look at that. That's a weird graphic, isn't it? Sack 2 artifacts, draft a card from Big Spender's spellbook. Did they actually get one then? So this card doesn't actually help us much here because they've got such an annoyingly effective like attack force. Like with basically lethal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've got almost lethal on board. If they activate Hive of the Eye Tyrant, then that would basically be lethal. Yeah, I think, to be honest, the bank job has essentially helped them get this far. It's given them so much value. Key to the City can make something unblockable. Okay. Discard a card, can't be blocked. That's annoying. Anointed Procession. Wowzers, they're going to get double treasures if we block anything. See what they go for. Maybe they come in straight at us. Oh. Okay. Activate the hall. We can block at least a couple things here. It's an... So they get 2 treasures. Wow, they're going to make me draw a card. That's interesting, because now I can bounce the Woe Strider. Well, actually, I can bounce anything. I could literally bounce... You know what? I am. I don't want to take 3. So basically, I've wasted their turn. Annoyingly, next turn they will get 2 goats with the procession, but they'll have to spend their turn doing that. Okay, I don't feel that bad anymore. It's we've got 18 cards in the graveyard, so next turn we will be able to draw 3, because they mill 3, then we draw 3 if there's 3. So yeah, this works out pretty well. And even if that wasn't the case, we could make them mill 4 currently. I think they need to change this animation. There's something a bit epileptic about this. I can't look at that for too long. It's kind of like weird brainwashing. Where is this card that they're drafting? I'm really confused here. As if we're still alive. Kind of mad, right? So -2 will kill the Jace. That is the sad thing, but he will draw. He will give us 3 cards, and I think that's worth it, to be honest.
Iterate on my performance.
So yeah, they'll be at 23. Oh, the sword goes in there. Oh, okay, now the Unburial Rites is in there. This is kind of bad. Although saying such a thing, we have the Cemetery Illuminator. I think we're going to use this. Exile the Unburial Rites. And then that means we can keep the relic up. And yeah, it's a good thing we didn't exile, because otherwise Cemetery Illuminator would just not be very effective. This card is clutch. Or we could get rid of the Woe Strider. But the Woe Strider is not as scary as any creature, is it? Let's kill the Umbrella Rights. Enchantment on top. So what do we get? We got a sorcery. What if we put a sorcery on top? Oh my god. Okay, I think we win. Well, we don't win, but we got the Rivers Rebuke. That was a technical play, wasn't it? Check this. Oh my goodness. That feels pretty damn good. I don't know how they get back from this, to be honest. They probably just feel like roping me, but no. Okay, die with honor. Thank you very much, Mastius. Really appreciate that.
Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.